Hi, I'm so glad you're here. This is Melissa, and together, let's find those grounding magical moments in our lives that nourish our spirituality. According to the website of the state of Colorado, Colorado's name has its origin in the Spanish language as the word for colored red. And just less than half an hour away from the busy city of Denver is the famous Red Rocks Amphitheater. It sits on the top of the majestic Red Rock formations, looking down at the plains. Another famous destination, Garden of the Gods, is known for its spiky spires and rock formations that has a primal and otherworldly look. Moving to Colorado at this stage of my life puts me up close with the element of the earth, an element that has always been the least familiar to me. Most of my life, I felt connected to the air element the most. I felt airy, sort of light and invisible, deeply caught in my thoughts and ideas all the time instead of the physical reality. I'm also lightly fiery in terms of being adaptable, creative, unstable, unpredictable. Even though I am in tune with my emotions, there is no water placement in my birth chart for the personal planets, and emotion never dominate me as much as my air qualities and maybe fire. So to me, both earth and water feel very heavy. A few years ago, before we moved to Colorado, I started having more encounters with water activities such as paddleboarding, sea kayaking, and simply beach time. As a kid, I always preferred mountains over waters because I really didn't like how messy water or a beach trip was, or how naked I had to be. Coming to northern Colorado, I discovered there are two water attractions dear to the hearts of the locals. One is the Horsetooth Reservoir, where you can boat and swim, and it's just very pretty, and there are picnic spots and camping spots and cabins. And the Poudre River that cuts through a majestic canyon through the mountains, providing rafting opportunities, and it mellows out to the Front Range for lots of family fun. In the past, I would have simply feel that I don't belong to the enthusiasm, the water activity enthusiasts. But now I'm ready to, when I was moving here, I felt I was ready to connect with the water feature of this place. It's not like an immediate no for me. Because by chance, by fate, I started being a little bit more in touch with water. Events can be intense. Thunderstorms trigger car alarms and make the windows and the roof just shudder throughout. It can blind my visibility completely on the highway. I have to pull over on the shoulder for I don't know how long it was, maybe 10 minutes. And hail can also come down like rain, covering the ground in white, and it's not snow. As heavy as the water element appears to me metaphysically, here I am being shown how quickly the quick transformations and movements and processing of water, the different forms of water, it's almost showing me how important it is to move through emotions if that's my blockage, showing me how important it is to process feelings and to keep moving at this, especially at this place of a threshold where mountain meets the wide open plains. The most delightful encounter, though, that I discovered here in northern Colorado was running into just an open, amazing, interesting, weird landscapes of red rocks, beds, and giant boulders, weird formations, as short as 15 minutes drive outside of a town. It's like the ancient rocks just claim their home here. They've stayed here, comfortable and natural in their old undisturbed form, along with all the human developments. It is in a much more harmonious way than anywhere I lived. I haven't lived in a lot of places, but it's the first time I'm seeing. It's like, oh, rocks and old rocky formations in the wild. It's like visiting a place of origination, where rocks originate from. As silly as that sound, it feels like, oh, I'm finally go to the birthplace of rocks, earth elements. This move being to coming to this land coincides with the time of us trying to settle down, put down roots, and buy a home. When we eventually moved to the mountains, it was in a neighborhood on a bed of granite. When when I was trying to remove weeds outside of my house, I had my shovel, and every other stab at the earth is like hitting a big rock with a loud clink. It is very intimidating. It is frustrating for a newbie like me working with any land, any garden type of thing. And as I gathered more courage, later I planted some trees. I did look for wetter, greener spots and had softer earth and clay that was easier to dig. The land feels to me here very serene, but also maybe a little standoffish. It does not rush to anything. We've had this, I don't know, getting used to this relationship. We've had challenges. There was delight, there was love, definitely falling in love with the place we are in. There's also distrust, detest, and curses. And the place and us were just really revealing ourselves to each other slowly. We're settling into this place also as I face many changes in my life. And the changes are hard, but I do feel like I'm being supported. When I look out the window, it's the pine trees, it's the rocks, it's the sand and mud. It's kind of all the same. It's just very, very calm. And even if we had the notorious crazy wind, whether that's for half a day or for a few days, it's kind of in the big picture, it's very steady. It's very calming and stable. Another unexpected support is from the community, the neighbors, the people, the interactions, the events. Never have I met so many people, so many engaging neighbors in such a short time throughout the places I've lived. These are people that have lasting relationships with each other, creating a community that even newcomers like us could immediately sense. There's an author named Nicholas Pearson, who, on top of being an energy healer, he's also a big geology nerd, so it seems. He gave a great talk on rocks, stones, and minerals and the energetic properties of types of rocks, such as the granite being an igneous rock and can inspire creativity and freedom because it was kind of like a birth. It's the original formation of how where rocks come from, the first form, and it helps you because of that it sparks creativity and helps you kind of reach potential and stability. And now that he introduced the idea, it makes sense to me. I would work with the rocks here, the land here, more consciously to burn away stagnant energy, as he phrases, and I'll try to continue to flow because that's something I need very much right now. Um, yeah, and also other than that, what are the chances? The first friend I made here in this region is also an earth sign whom I don't seem to meet a lot and stay in contact a whole lot. And when I notice that everything is leading me to get comfortable with the element I have been the least familiar with, there's a deep but quiet optimism that's starting to come into the foundation of my life or my outlook. There are definitely many turbulent days and times, shaky, turbulent. I'm not saying life has gotten easier, but the feeling of completing a tour of the elements, in a spiritual sense, has led me to look forward to kind of the next round of the tour of the elements because I finally develop a personal, emotional relationship with an area that I never bothered developing a relationship with. And I feel like I've reached a little mile marker. In the past, I felt like I have to keep going forward in linear fashion. Often that That linear fashion often makes me feel behind, but a tour of the elements put me in the cyclic momentum that is very healing and the very wholesome aspect of paganism. And maybe that's why, although many things are difficult right now, I feel there's an anchor. I have an anchor, whether that's from completing a cycle or from the earth element. I can feel love from a source that I cannot kind of loudly or obviously identify. This kind of experience is not exclusive to the elements. It's similar in astrology, for example, with the planet returns, and really it's just a pattern in life where we swing from one side of the pendulum to the other, from one identity to the opposite, and that's how we develop a deeper understanding of all our experiences. And so that's all I have for today. And I wish you well, and I wish you always find hope and optimism within you. If you've enjoyed this podcast, you can find me on YouTube channel where each week I post a message on how to connect with nature spiritually. Those short readings are meant to connect the everyday mundane with spiritual fulfillment, personal growth with community growth, and inner peace with community harmony. Please join me on this exploration at youtube.com/at nature-spirituality. And I'll see you there.